on?
We're having some
Are we
problems.
on?
I think we have it fixed now.
Well, I mean, we've only been doing it live.
Yeah.
Like every hour on the hour, even more so.
We have it down. We have it down now.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We may have the forecast down now too. We are.
Let's hear it.
We are between rounds right now, so I've been seeing a lot of videos. We were talking earlier about the person doing donuts in the parking lot.
Yes.
In Texarkana. I'm seeing a lot of videos of people doing donuts. Not recommended. So do it at your own risk. But there is
not safe.
A lot of sleet on the roads, and people have been out traveling, so the roads I think are in a little better shape.
Okay.
So we're going to see how this next round plays out. But I wanted to start out with our picture of Shreveport again, because how often, once every 5 years, maybe we get to see it like that.
There's nobody on the road, is there?
I saw one car again, but I'm really impressed that there's not a lot of people downtown. So I think
everybody has heed your warning.
Not so much. I think people are just. I think it's just too cold for people to go outside, Marissa.
How cold is it?
It's so we'll talk about that. But we got down to about 28, and then we actually rebounded and got back to about 32. So some of this may have melted off. That was good news.
Wow.
That was unexpected good news. But it probably means when we get this next round coming in, like the onset of it will be freezing rain, which we would like to avoid. But either way, we know we're probably going to get some freezing rain and sleet again in the upcoming hours. Let me go ahead. There's radar, so it's not as active as it was. There is a little bit of moisture coming up from the south here, so that may get some areas south of I-20. That's where we've been hit the hardest today, is like basically from our deep east Texas counties up through Red River and DeSoto parishes. I think the last update we did, we told you that maybe half the DeSoto parish was without power, and we actually saw the number go down. I think at one point in DeSoto it was up to like 12,000. It's been coming back down, so in between rounds we know that the power crews, whether it's SWEPCO or whatever power company you're with, I think they're actually able to get out there and they've been restoring some of these outages, which is great news. So it's going to be a few more hours till that next round gets here. So if you know somebody's without power, hopefully
my family's with no power.
Is it with you? So hopefully they'll get out there and get
Casey as well
before this next round. But Shreveport, you see Caddo, last time we did the update, I think there were 0 outages, and now there's 6,000. And it's interesting because we really haven't had any sleet or freezing rain since then. So what's probably happening in Shreveport, some of the tree branches have been weighed down enough, or the power lines, and then we had a little wind come through, and it may have knocked some trees onto the power lines. So we've seen the number in Caddo Parish shoot up. Everybody else has stayed pretty consistent, and actually the number has dropped a ton in Bowie County, which does include the Texarkana side. They had about an inch of sleet in Wake Village, which is just outside of Texarkana there. So it's not just us on I-20. It's the northern Arklatex has been kind of dealing with some of this as well. So I wanted to show you the impacts. I'm going to show you how much freezing rain we've had. We're trying to stay below that 0.5 number. That's the number we're trying to stay, but it looks like this next round is probably going to put a lot of above that number. So that's the winner as far as the ice so far. That's Red River Parish Hall Summit. They had almost 3/4 of an inch. We were expecting maybe this entire event there would be some areas that would see 3/4 to an inch. So that was just with round one, and I think it's entirely possible that everybody is going to double these numbers because Todd and I kind of did the math. We think we're about halfway through this event. We think the next round will be just as much, maybe a little bit more, and we'll discuss why here in just a moment. But I would guess that everybody's going to double that freezing rain amount, but it's possible a lot of this will be sleet as well. And we mentioned earlier, sleet's better for not losing power. It's terrible for the roads, but better for avoiding the power outages. And we've had just a ton of sleet. This has been the unexpected
Sleetathon.
Yeah, we've been calling it Ice-mageddon, and it's kind of been
Sleet-mageddon,
I would say, for the most part here. But the same areas of Texas have had about 1.5 inches of sleet. And we've been getting some reports over from Monroe. We don't cover; they have their own TV market over there, but they're with our Shreveport Weather Service office, so we're getting some of the reports over there. They've had about 2.5 inches of sleet. So yeah, the worst of it has stayed just outside of us. But again, we are only halfway through this thing, and we will probably double, if not more, those sleet totals, because it's entirely possible with this next round it may be more sleet than freezing rain here. So there's the temperatures. We're back down to 28 now in Shreveport. Look how cold it is in Texarkana. We get cold enough there, we may actually see a changeover tomorrow morning into just snow and not so much this mess of sleet and freezing rain there. But Natchitoches is back above freezing at 34. Do you know what the freezing number is?
31.
32.
That's what I said.
Pretty close. That's what you said. That's what I heard. I heard you wrong.
1 degree is a lot of difference.
We actually did rebound, and we're back above freezing in Natchitoches, which is good because that's where that next batch of rain and freezing rain is coming up towards Natchitoches. So hopefully it's just a cold rain for those areas. So there goes round one. This is my crudely drawn.
Fancy graphic.
This
You
is
have
my
some fancy graphics.
crudely drawn.
It looks amazing.
Round 2, just so you can see where round 2 is. So round 2 is developing there in West Texas. Have you ever driven through West Texas?
I have.
So my family lives in Arizona, so every once in a while I have to make that drive across Texas. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not much going on
Literally
there,
holy cows.
except for the snow there, but it's every time I think of West Texas, I think of that drive. Lovely people, lovely place, but
Landscape.
not a ton to look at when you're driving through there, and I think even people that live there would agree with it. But there's round 2. So round 2 is going to be pushing in. We think that it will probably come in around 10 or 11 p.m. And here's the thing that's going to be different with round 2. So round 1, it was a little front that was to the south of us that triggered that. So you go to a Mexican restaurant, you get your choice between the green sauce and the red sauce, right? And the red sauce is the spicier, sometimes the heavier sauce, right? So this area of low pressure, if you look back towards like California and Arizona, you see that little dip in the jet stream.
Oh,
Those
yes.
lines there are the jet stream, and that's basically like a highway in the sky, whatever you drop in those lines. So the lines are all pointed at us. That's why we're pulling in a ton of moisture there from across Mexico. But that area of low pressure, it's going to bring a lot more wind and kind of the ingredients for it to be more spicy, or hence the red sauce. So my thinking is we made it through that first round. A lot of folks didn't see a lot of impacts here. I think this second round has the potential to be a little spicier than that first round. It will be falling overnight when everybody's inside anyway. So this will be the round. We'll see if we see a lot of power outages and things like that. So I have 2 FutureCast graphics that I wanted to show you, and it kind of shows you the timing. This is our in-house model, which has been handling this very well today. And you see it just shows maybe these little bursts of sleet and freezing rain between now and about 10 p.m. But you'll see round 2 begin to push in once we get closer to midnight. So if you're in Texas and Oklahoma, round 2 is probably going to begin late tonight, and Shreveport after midnight. And look how long it goes here. We go from midnight. That's sunrise. It's still going there, 7 a.m., and then it kind of starts to wrap up here sometime mid-morning tomorrow. But if you think about that first round that came through, we got a good steady 7 to 8 hours of some of the winter weather.
Yes.
Same thing with this one. This one may actually last a little bit longer. And then there's some snow that pops up in blue there. So we're thinking maybe we could see just a little bit of snow pop up tomorrow. That has not changed. So it'll be cold enough probably to see some of that snow come through Sunday night, Monday. That's not going to add to the accumulations. It's just going to look cool. So if you want to get outside and take pictures of snow, those will just be light accumulations there. And this is the HRRR model. This is the one that updates every hour. So when we get into severe weather and we get into these winter weather events, the weather nerds like Todd and I,
Loving it.
We're watching this one.
Okay,
like
what is I call it the HRRR model. What does that even stand for?
It's the high resolution rapid refresh. And so a lot of the major models, everybody hears about the European model, right?
Yeah.
That runs every 6 hours, but it's only a major update like every 12 hours. So it's twice a day, late morning and then late at night that we get that update. So the HRRR, it knows where all the ingredients are in the atmosphere. It initializes every hour, so it has a great handle on how these kind of severe and winter weather events play out. So the HRRR, if that's what you want to call it.
I do call it that. Thank you for educating me, because I had actually no idea what that stood for.
And again, I guess I should have explained that the green is rain, the pink, and we've been looking at this map for so long. I just figured that we all know
we are not in your brains.
Right, but this is the mixed winter precipitation. That would be the sleet and freezing rain there in the pink and purple. So it's showing a little bit of that tonight, but notice the timing with our in-house model. This is a different model. It lines up almost perfectly. It shows the same mess across Texas basically from about 10 p.m. to midnight, and then after midnight it really starts to pick up in Shreveport. But what's interesting about this one is it does keep that stuff around a little bit longer tomorrow morning, so it is possible.
8 a.m. all the way to that time.
With that next round. And that final graphic, I hit the button one too many times. I did not mean for this to be in the show, but if you want to understand why
I actually did want to ask you what the differences were, because sleet, some people like, what is the difference?
The sleet is the pellets. So if you've been outside today, if you've been in the car, ping, 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 off the windshield, or ping, everybody has almost everybody has a metal roof on their backyard, right?
Yeah.
And they're over their
Ping,
awning,
ping, ping.
ping on the roof in your
Okay.
backyard that's hanging over your patio. That's sleet. Freezing rain, once we start to get that, it doesn't make as much noise. But if you go outside when freezing rain's falling, it sounds like Rice Krispies. Remember when you poured the milk in the Rice Krispies?
That is a great analogy.
And you get the snap, crackle,
yes.
pop. And that's probably what we'll hear tonight at the onset of this stuff. But it basically, I know when you look at that graphic we mentioned earlier, it starts as snow above us, and then it falls through that red layer, the warm layer right there. And that warm layer right now, that's what Todd and I have been trying to figure out today. What is the depth of that warm layer? And so we've had varying sizes to that warm layer today. So we've moved back and forth between freezing rain and sleet about 100 different times. So it just depends on that warm layer growing or shrinking here. But by tomorrow afternoon, we'll probably wipe out that warm layer. And that's why we think maybe we could see a little changeover into maybe just pure snow for a few hours tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody I know likes to get pictures of that. And that's always neat to see, especially coming off all this ice that we've been dealing with. But I would expect tonight it will begin as freezing rain, and then we'll probably see more sleet. That's what we saw with round 1, and I don't think that will be any different with round 2. But this will be the round tonight just to watch, because we've already have reports of some trees coming down. The power lines are weighed down with sleet and freezing rain at this point. This is just going to double those totals. So it'll be interesting tonight just to kind of see how this all plays out. But it is possible tonight that we see another round just as bad as the one this morning. Shreveport really lucked out. So I know in Shreveport-Bossier we've been able to move around, and we lucked out tonight. Hopefully we continue to luck out again tonight. But yeah, somebody's probably going to get some heavy winter precipitation, and we'll know a little bit more in the upcoming hours.
Well, I don't think you took a breath, honestly.
I tend not to, yeah.
I mean, I really don't think you take a breath.
I don't think anybody, you probably talk more than anyone I know, so maybe I just outdo you when it comes to the weather stuff. You take me out of weather.
Josh is saying I talk a lot. No, I'm just always amazed by like your knowledge, because like I guess people take for granted like how much weather, right? And like there's scientific and there's like models, and that's why I was like the model. And it's just crazy.
We do a ton of severe weather around here. Like we do a lot of storms and tornadoes. We don't do a lot of this winter weather, but this is like how I cut my teeth.
Yes.
Learning as a meteorologist, I worked in a market and went to school like where we had snow and all that. So this is how I cut my teeth. And
you're like, I love it.
I'm like, bring it on.
Come
I don't get to do this enough. So, but yeah, hopefully everybody's just safe and
I love
nothing
it.
terrible happens.
I love it.
But it is interesting to just kind of watch all this play out. So.
And you and Chief Todd Warren, and you are so knowledgeable again with you guys are the meteorologists. And we just say it's cold outside, and you guys tell us all the scientific things, right? Yeah. That's where I'm always like, ask Josh, ask Todd. I have no idea. All I know, it's cold.
We got you. Yeah.
I know you got. I'll be asking you.
But we'll figure it out for you. If not, we'll make something.
You guys are awesome. I appreciate y'all, but I actually did want to show this because in case power does go out.
Yeah.
I guess Josh is saying be careful. We're not done.
And that's what we'll be talking a lot about tomorrow on the backside of this thing is like once the snow and all that clears out, it's going to get, so we have something right now called an extreme cold warning, and that's basically we're going to drop into the single digits or maybe like down below 15 degrees with wind. So Monday morning the wind chill will be in the negatives. The next time we do one of these updates, I'll be sure to show you the temperature.
Okay, good.
But that's like after all this wraps up tomorrow. But I know I've been asking everybody in the newsroom to just get that info. Like, hey, if you lose power, how do you stay warm over the next few days?
Yes.
But I know there are some warming centers, and I know that information's up on our website. So if there is a window here where you can maybe get to one of those, or if you know somebody that's without power, because of that next round coming in tonight, we told everybody to stay off the roads. But if you can make it to one of the warming centers, maybe that's
be careful.
Your best option. You got to be careful and take food and water in the car with you, just in case you get stuck. But yeah, it's be even worse to be without power for the next day or two.
Oh, goodness.
Below 20 degrees, right? So,
yes, absolutely.
And we know a lot of folks don't have a fireplace or they don't have a generator. So
and I was just telling you that my family has texted, and actually Casey was like, "Hey, we're out of power.
Yeah,
we've got no power," and I was like, hopefully it'll come back on. We'll we'll see what happens.
Right.
But
and she's in South Shreveport.
Yeah, we're
they
both
got
in.
hit a lot harder than we did here. We're in North Shreveport,
Yeah.
our studio, and like I just walked out to brush some of the snow off of my car and just see what it looked like, and it really wasn't that bad in North Shreveport, but South Shreveport, that's where we had at least one report of like an inch of sleet on top of like a quarter inch of ice in South Shreveport. So you can see this is what makes winter weather forecasting so difficult. Same thing with rain. Like they may get 2 inches of rain in Bossier and you get nothing in Shreveport. It's the same thing with the winter weather. It's just frozen, not rain. So yeah, some areas of Shreveport have had probably an inch of sleet, and others have had just a little bit. It's funny how that works, but yeah, that's what we tear our hair out. Trying to figure out here because we got how many different counties and parishes that we cover, and every single one of them will see different accumulations by the time.
That's why you got Mega Brain.
Exactly.
That's why you got Mega Brain, because you got to do it all.
I just fed it some Dr. Pepper, so we're ready for round 2 whenever it gets here. So.
Round 2. Okay, friends, I also wanted to just show you, Josh did say about the warming centers. Everything is on ktlnews.com, but I also wanted to tell you, if you do happen to lose power, and if you don't happen to lose power, we want you to stay with us 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have I'm going to show you this graphic up here. Our KTAL Now, which is a severe weather updates, where we go 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can download it on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, also on our website. If you go to ktlnews.com on the upper left-hand side, and also on our news app. So I know it's a lot, but I showed it to you. Again, ktlnews.com. Josh, I'm just going to call you Mega Brain.
For now.
I mean, you are Mega Brain.
This was fun.
Until the next, every single time I come in here, I learn something new. No joke.
We'll see. The her.
Her.
That's what I will have to call it now. So.
Sorry, that was me. Her. See, I want to say
We learned a little something.
Josh, Mega Brain. No, he again, knowledgeable, so knowledgeable. Thank you so much. And again, I know this won't be the last time. We'll be back at it again.
We'll be here. I'm sleeping here tonight, and I'll be
here,
doing some updates for you the rest of today, and hopefully get a little sleep at some point. But I'll be up at midnight, probably watching round 2 with everybody. So.
Everyone stay safe, okay? Send us your updates, send us your emails, photos, whatever you need, and we will take them and share them out, and be safe. Until next time, we'll see you soon.